PAX Unplugged 2019 is over, and we got lots of games to review, but we are still here in the Airbnb, as you can tell by the super sweet hotel artwork behind me, and we were working on producing the interviews that we did there and tearing up a lot of games, and we thought, hey, why not do some quick talk-through reviews of the games that we've been playing? So we're going to start with On Tour. So what is this game? On Tour is a flip and write game played on a dry erase board of the United States, or at least the contiguous United States, which I have to point out because I'm Alaskan, but you are representing a band that is on tour, trying not to go to the same city twice. So throughout the game, you're going to be populating the different cities with numbers that are determined by dice. We'll get to that in a bit. And at the end of the game, you're going to score points for the longest line you can draw through cities with ascending numbers and never having to backtrack, because I guess that's shameful if you hit the same city twice on one given tour. You get bonus points if you circle any of the cities and you pass through those cities on your track. That makes sense? Well, the main mechanic that dictates how you're populating the board is that on every turn, you're going to flip up 3 cards. They display different regions, north, south, or east, west, and central United States. And then they also have specific cities on those cards. Then players roll the big chunky red dice of doom. You roll them and they make 2 numbers that are put together. So if you roll a 4 and a 9, that's 49 and 94. Each player picks among the 3 cards listed and then would write 49 and 94 in 2 different territories on the cards. If those numbers are put into the cities specifically that are listed, then they also circle those cities, making them more valuable. I guess it was a better show that happened there. Now, what makes this game cool? Well, of course, the artwork on it is awesome, and I love the theming on the boards. You see, on the boards, they have different themes for the different types of music. Each board is representing a different genre. You have hip hop, country, rock and roll, and jazz, which is really cool. And the artwork is really awesome. And it's a very easy to teach game that you can have someone up and running in about 5 minutes, and they confidently know every single thing that they have to do in the game. But that's also it. And it kind of comes off a little bit flimsy. So what didn't work is kind of the rest of it. I do think that this is a cool theme, but it's just absolutely paper thin. It could be any number of different things, but what it really boils down to is just different numbers being grouped together across the United States, shoved in groups of low numbers over here and high numbers over there, which brings me to the second thing, that it doesn't really have any interesting decisions for you to make. I mean, yeah, sometimes you're going to say, well, I'm going to hold off on putting something in Cincinnati because I might get a 17 later on, but that rarely happens, and when it does, it doesn't feel particularly good. So what I come to is that the strengths of the game are undermined by the fact that I don't know a situation in which I'd recommend it, because if you're looking for an easy to teach game, there are other easier to teach and more compelling games. If you're looking for a pretty game, then there are other really pretty games at the same price point that are more compelling games. The only situation in which I think that I would really recommend this game is if you knew someone who is so entirely intimidated by the notion of a board or tabletop game, but likes numerical puzzles like Sudoku or other things that you'd find in a newspaper, and they happen to be really, 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 really into music. They're the aficionado who is going to really appreciate all the details on the maps. Otherwise, unfortunately, even though this is a game that I really wanted to like, because on paper it sounds pretty cool and it's so beautiful with a theme, music that I really love, I have to give it a hard pass. And that is the Cardboard Herald's review. We'll have more for you here soon. If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcasts, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.